Alright, so if you've been on YouTube recently, you've probably noticed that this style of content is everywhere. Some of these channels are pulling in millions of views with simple stickman videos and storytelling. Now, what if I tell you that you can make this entire YouTube video, the script, every single visual, the thumbnail, and even the YouTube metadata all from one single prompt? No manually generating every visual, no writing dozens of image prompts, no jumping between 5 different AI tools. Just one prompt and AI handles almost the entire workflow. And today, we're not just talking about it, we're actually going to build one from scratch and see if it really works. So, today, instead of doing all of that manually, I'm trying a different workflow. I'm using Claude together with Higgsfield MCP. The idea is pretty simple. Claude already knows how to think. Higgsfield MCP gives Claude the ability to actually generate media and save those generated assets directly into the project. So instead of just giving me suggestions, it can actually start doing the work, and that's the part I'm most curious about. First, click on the Higgsfield MCP link given in the description. Now open a new tab and go to the Claude AI website. Log in using your Google account. Now go back to the Higgsfield tab. First, copy the Higgsfield MCP URL. Then go to Claude AI. If a cookies pop-up appears, click Accept. Then click Connect. Now paste the copied link into the MCP URL field and type Higgsfield in the name field. Click Add. Then click Connect. And after that, select Allow. Now you can see that Claude AI has successfully received permission to access Higgsfield. Now go back to the first Claude AI tab. Copy the prompt, paste it into Claude AI, and click Send. That's it. Once you do this, Claude AI will be connected with Higgsfield, and you can directly automate the system using the prompt. Alright, I've already prepared one comprehensive prompt, and this isn't just asking Claude to generate a few images. I'm basically asking it to become my entire production team. It'll research the topic, write a short YouTube script, split it into scenes, generate prompts for every visual, create the images, make a thumbnail, generate the YouTube metadata, and organize everything into proper folders. Don't worry about copying all of this. I'll put this complete prompt down in the description, so you can simply copy and paste it into your own workflow. The only thing you'll need to change is the topic according to whatever video you're making. Everything else can stay pretty much the same. So this is the topic we're going with. I'm genuinely curious to see how well it handles the entire pipeline. Alright? Let's hit enter and see what happens. Alright, the prompt is submitted. Now, the first thing I want to see isn't the final images. I actually want to see how Claude approaches the problem. Is it going to jump straight into generating media, or is it going to plan everything first? Okay, nice. It's actually breaking the task down before generating anything. That's exactly what you'd expect from a good production workflow. The first step is researching the topic. Then it immediately starts putting together an outline. And from there, it turns that into a complete YouTube script. I'm not going to read the entire thing because that's not really the interesting part. What I'm looking for is whether the structure actually makes sense. Nice. We've got a hook, a logical flow, and a clear takeaway at the end. That's a solid start. Now, this is the part that I usually end up doing manually. Instead of just giving me a script, Claude is breaking every sentence into individual scenes. This is actually really useful because it already tells me exactly what needs to appear on screen for every line of narration. So I'm not figuring everything out later while editing. That's gonna save quite a bit of time. Alright, next comes the image prompts. And honestly, this is usually the most repetitive part of the whole process. Normally, I'd have to sit here, write every single prompt manually, test them, tweak them, and repeat that over and over again. But this time, Claude is generating all of them automatically based on the script and storyboard. And that's a pretty big difference because I'm no longer thinking about individual images, I'm thinking about the overall video. Alright, now, this is the part I've been waiting for. Claude has finished planning everything, and now Higgsfield MCP takes over to actually generate the media. There we go. The first images are already showing up. And notice what's happening here. I'm not copying prompts into another tool. I'm not downloading images one by one. Everything is being generated and saved directly into the project. That's actually really satisfying to watch, especially if you've ever spent an hour generating visuals manually. I'm actually curious to see what it came up with for the thumbnail. That's honestly pretty good. I'd probably experiment with a couple of different facial expressions, maybe push the emotion a little further, but as a starting point, this is definitely usable. And it didn't stop at the visuals. It also prepared the YouTube package. We've got a title, description, tags, and even a pinned comment ready to go. Again, none of these are things you absolutely have to use as is, but having a solid first draft saves a surprising amount of time. Let's take a look at what we've got so far. Nice. All the visuals are already here. We've got the script, the storyboard, everything is organized. Honestly, I like organized projects. So, at this point, pretty much everything we need is already prepared. The only thing left now is to put all of these assets together into an actual video and see how the final result turns out. I'm using CapCut for this, but honestly, you can use any editor you prefer. The process is exactly the same. First, I'm dropping all the generated visuals onto the timeline in the same order as the storyboard. Since Claude already planned the scenes for us, I don't have to figure out which image goes where. Everything already follows the script. Next, I'm adding the voiceover. Once that's in place, it's just a matter of matching each visual with the narration. To make everything feel a little smoother, I'm adding some simple transitions between scenes. Nothing too flashy. And that's pretty much it. In just a few minutes, we've gone from a single prompt to a fully edited video that's ready to export.